Hello, welcome to day 7. You guys could be anywhere, but you decided to be here with me today, this morning or this afternoon or whenever you're watching this. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to be in here, sharing with you. When I wrote this devotional, I never thought I'm going to be going through the situation I'm going right now. Never thought about it. Very painful situation. It's heartbroken, destroyed. And I'm still picking up the pieces. But there's one thing that I'm not gonna do. It's just gonna fold over and claim my defeat. Because I understand it's a moment for me to get stronger. But anyway, let's go to day 7 and see what he had to say. Day 7. I'm going to read out the manuscript that I have here in the computer. I am fighting alone when God called me to fight with brothers. That's the question. Am I fighting alone when God called me to fight with brothers? Wow. He said a cord 3 strand is not quickly broken. Ecclesiastes 4:12. Wow, that's just... When I opened that up, it just immediately hit me because I'm going by myself. I'm doing this all by myself. I don't have a shoulder to cry. It's very difficult to hear everybody's voices and opinion. I see the other parties, justification of the sin. But anyway, that's not the topic for today. The devotional read as follows. Even the strongest warriors fall when he fight alone. Isolation makes you vulnerable, tired, and spiritually exposed. Brotherhood was God's idea. Men sharpening men, strengthening one another, and holding each other accountable. You are not designed to stand alone in battle. When you bring brothers into your fight, you gain support, clarity, prayer, and protection. God uses other men to strengthen you in ways you cannot strengthen yourself. Today reject isolation, choose community, find brothers who will walk with you onto the battlefield and refuse to leave your side. It's very important that you find somebody, but be wise with that somebody that you found, because usually we fall back into the patterns and we get help with the person who was doing the same thing that I was doing. I don't need no help from somebody who was doing the same thing that I was doing, because they're gonna take sides. Or I don't gonna need somebody that is related, that know. You need somebody who's gonna tell you the straight truth, what the Bible said, and recognize your wrongdoings. I'm still here picking up the pieces of what it was done to me. Seeing everything that it was done. How I lost the identity, how I lost my voice and what I was doing in my ministry. Because I decided to stay alone. And that's one of the enemy's tactics. They isolate you from others. And it's just like, it's just like a lion. The lion just separated the weakest victim. They separate them and then attack that one. So I see what really was going on. I was being separated to be attacked. But the thing is, the enemy realized that he find the wrong person to fight with. He find the tough cookie here. I'm not saying no, but I'm resilient. I can take a punch. I can take an attack. I'm still standing. Hey, when thoughts come to my mind, I'm glad there were people right there to help me shake them off. Oh yeah, I'll be grateful. But having that thoughts don't mean that it's a sin. You can think about this, you can think about that, but not mean you're gonna do it. And for full transparency, I was thinking to suicide. I was thinking to kill myself. I was just contemplating. You know? That's what the enemy put in your head. Hey, just end it all. You know? So it's like, wow. But, you know, once you pray that out, the spirit of death, you're gone. So we don't have to worry about suicide. You know? I'm glad that the person who prayed, you know, who prayed with me helped me out through that moment. But at the same time, you know, what is God planned? You know, why sometimes stay silent? That's the painful part, not knowing. Just shutting down and not knowing. That's why you need somebody else to help lift you up. All you need to hear is, hey man, just stay in the fight. Stay in the fight. Stay in the fight, my friend. Stay in the fight. That's all you have to do. And everything is going to fall where it needs to fall. You know? So today's prayer is, Lord, surround me with godly brothers who strengthen my faith. You know, your action step for this day or this week, contact somebody. Contact one man today for accountability or encouragement. Brothers, let me tell you something. If out of the blue somebody called you to see how you're doing, hey, return the question back. Check on them back. Check on that person back. I have reached out to certain friends just to distract my mind. But hey, you know, get brushed off. I was seeking for help. So this battle is not meant to be alone. You're not meant to be alone in this battle. You know what? If you need somebody to talk to, leave me a comment. Send me a message. You know what? Call me in the middle of the night. I was used to from my military days. Quick reaction force. I probably create a quick reaction force. Call me and we'll be there. Plus or minus 30 seconds, anywhere. I'm willing to help you, but you have to help yourself. You know, this is not in the Bible, but I can take you to the water, but it's up to you to drink it or not. You know? Some people's nature, they think they're healed, they don't want to change. And they bleed up on others and hurt others because they are not healed themselves. I'm glad that I started to write this. I started to write this way back then. I didn't knew I was going through those problems. Boom. And here I am using my own devotional to help me in my own. It hit different. You know, when you get inspired, but then when you're going through, maybe I'm going through to be able to leave what I wrote about. Anyway, thank you for being here in day 7. I'm going to record a couple more days to stay ahead of schedule. Like I said, this is December 22nd. A few more days going to be Christmas, so I guess it's too early to say Merry Christmas because this is supposed to be for January the 7th. Yeah. But I don't know if you're watching from Puerto Rico. Happy Three Kings Days, you know. The Hispanic community celebrated King Days, you know. They still celebrated. In Puerto Rico, they still celebrated all the months of January all the way to February. They still celebrated Christmas. You know, that's a cultural thing. But I do appreciate you guys being here with day 7, and you know, I reach for that someone. You know, reaching for that someone that know that is wise. Cancel. You know, don't look for somebody who went through the same thing that you went through, because or you are the same level. You know, you need to find somebody who's ahead of you in the spiritual walk. You know, don't get advice down here, or don't get advice right here when you even meaning that you both go to the same situation. Find advice for somebody who went through it and is above you spiritually. They'll be able to give you wise counsel. You know, without emotion, without bias. You know, give your shoulder to Christ and write it down. You know, you write stuff down, the good, the bad, and then you outweigh it. But you have to be sincere with yourself. Write down the stuff. Wow. You know, by example, you have a fight with somebody, you know, and it's like, wow, you know, I just have one fight, but all these good things that we have done together, and this fight, one thing is gonna, you know, gonna throw everything away. That's usually what happens. One little issue, unresolved issue. Anyway, my friends, thank you for being day 7, and I'm sorry I'm just going. I'm gonna film a couple more tonight, so I'll be ahead of schedule. And I'll see you tomorrow, day 8. Okay? Much love. Stay in the fight, brother. Stay in the fight.